You may have noticed a lot more trees lining the streets looking either dead, sickly, or stripped of their leaves. And there's a reason for that. Tree experts say the infamous emerald ash borer has been extremely active lately. And the city has its hands full trying to fight it. 24-hour News 8's Mark Thompson is live in Grand Rapids tonight with the story. Mark?
Sue, the emerald ash borer is a tree killer, and it can leave an entire neighborhood or block unsightly. And when those limbs die and dry up, they could pose a potential hazard to both people and property. Now, the city is on the job, but that can be expensive.
That is an emerald ash borer.
This slender green-winged flying insect is killing trees by the thousand. The emerald ash borer lays its eggs on all species of ash trees, and when the eggs hatch, it's the larvae that does the damage, feeding just under the bark on what's known as the cambium layer, cutting off water and nutrients to the tree. Brian McKenzie is an arborist for Bartlett Tree Experts.
But this year, so many trees went from a decline to either a severe decline or death that it's become quite apparent to the general public that now there's a big problem.
You can identify a tree infested with the emerald ash borer by the D-shaped hole the larvae leave behind and by the clumping of new growth that a tree produces to try and compensate for dead loss.
It's not going to win that battle, but it's trying.
Ash trees are ideal for urban planting because they're durable, can thrive in poor soil, and withstand road salt. There are 5,300 ash trees lining the streets of Grand Rapids that the city is responsible for, but the ash borer has been devastating. The early plan was to remove all of the trees, and from 2007 up until last year, the city did just that, removing and replacing 1,650 ash trees at a cost of $600,000. But now, on the advice of the Emerald Ash Borer Task Force, the city is looking to treat and save as many trees as they can, using a pesticide called triage.
It's pretty much 100% effective at killing the larvae in the tree. So if there's not already too much damage in the tree and you kill the larvae, the tree can recover.
The city expects to now treat some 1,200 ash trees a year, but depending on how dead and how potentially hazardous a tree is, it may still have to be removed or replaced. And remember, if the infested tree falls on your property, you are responsible for either treatment or removal. And you're also liable if that dead tree damages person or property. And there is a new method of treating the ash borer. Some scientists are using a wasp to treat it. A wasp is a natural predator that attacks the larvae. Now, the city is aware of that treatment method, but they say that it hasn't been 100% tested and proven, so they are not using it. Live in Grand Rapids, Mark Thompson, 24-hour News 8.